Yeah. Gopijana Balaba Girivaridari Jastanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Rama Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Rama Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaridari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaridari Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjam Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. So today we are blessed by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, the opportunity to study Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 17, text number 25. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Brahmavacha Jaya Rugaya Bhagavan Urukrama Namostate Nama Brahmanya Devaya Tri Gunaya Namo Namaha Shri Brahmavacha Jaya Rugaya Bhagavan Urukrama Namostate Nama Brahmanya Devaya Trigunaya Namo Namaha Shri Brahmavacha Jaya Rogaya Bhagavan Rukrama Namostute Namo Brahmanya Devaya Trigunaya Namo Namaha. Mama Vacha Aya Bhagavan Urukraiman Namostate Namo Brahmanya Devaya Triganaya Namo Namaha. Ladies, Shri Vacha Taroragaya Bhagavan Urukramai Namostate Namo Brahmanya Devaya Triganaya Namo Namaha. Shri Vacha Jayarugaya Bhagavan Gayam Namostute Namo Brahmanya Devaya Shri Dugaya Namo Namaha. Shri Vacha Jayarugaya Bhagavan Urukraya Namostute Namo Brahmanya Devaya Triganaya Namo Namaha. Shri Vacha Chirurugaya Bhagavan Urugaya Namostute Namo Brahmanya Devaya Triganaya Namo Namaha. Shri Vacha, Lord Brahma offered prayers. Jaya, all glories. Urugaya, unto the Lord who is constantly glorified. Bhagavan, O my Lord. Urukrama, whose activities are very glorious. Namostute, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Nama, my respectful obeisances. Brahmanya Devaya, unto the Lord of the Transcendentalists. Trigunaya, the controller of the three modes of nature. Nama, Nama. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. Translation by His Divine Grace, Om Vishnu Vad Paramahamsa Parivajakacharya Astatarasadvishi Śrīmad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Tri Dandigo Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories unto you, who are glorified by all and whose activities are all uncommon. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, O Lord of the Transcendentalist, controller of the three modes of nature. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatam Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Svaminiti namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, here Lord Brahma is offering prayers. How wonderful indeed. He is the very beginning of our sampradaya, the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So when he prays, when we hear his prayers, it is very, very powerful. It's come down through the whole disciplic succession of us here today in Melbourne, Australia, on the 15th of December, 2024. Thousands and thousands of years ago, he spoke these words. This reminds us also of the Govinda prayers. There's a very nice recording. Prabhupada goes through all these prayers, Jintamani, Prakara Sadmasu, etc. And then Prabhupada explains the audience of the hearers of this recording should now chant these prayers as a regular daily function. So anybody who's heard these prayers, now they have Prabhupada's order to chant the Govinda prayers every day, regular daily function. So here we have another prayer from Lord Brahma. It is interesting to note in the word-for-word translation, Arukama, what is it? Yeah, Urugaya, unto the Lord who is constantly glorified. It's not in the translation, but it's in the word-for-word. What does constantly glorified mean? Once a day? Every hour? No, at every second. He is glorified. So how we can do that? Is it possible to glorify Krishna 24 hours a day? Yes. I was taught in the very beginning, was a new brahmachari. With the orders of the spiritual master comes the potency to successfully carry them out. So how do we constantly glorify the Lord? By our thoughts, our words, and our deeds in all times, places, and circumstances. Whether you're at the temple, whether you're shopping, the grocery store, whether you're commuting here and there, whether you're at school, whether you're at a job, wherever you may be, with your family members, with strangers, wherever you may be, in every situation, in an elevator, walking down the stairs, in every situation, we must constantly glorify Krishna by our mentality, by our actions, by our words, etc., etc., etc. So how do we do that? It's quite easy, and we have the example of Prabhupada. He's this perfect example. You see how to do that constantly. We see Prabhupada as a living example of someone who was constantly glorifying Krishna with every single, even the gestures of his hand, in every single way. It's so wonderful to see these videos or hear the recordings or remember those of us who had Prabhupada's darshan. Remember how he spoke, how he acted, how he was so kind and merciful to every single disciple as if they were the most important person in the whole world. You see? So because he was seeing, here's a lost soul who's been separated from Krishna, now I must bring him back to Krishna. This will please my beloved Lord unlimitedly if I can bring this lost soul back to him. Read a little bit further here. Glories unto you who are glorified by all. You see, glorified by all? The karmis? Everybody, how can say glorified by all? It's a very interesting statement. Of course, we know all the devotees are glorifying, but how the non-devotees are glorifying him, it's a very interesting question to ponder. Glorified by all? Who does all refer to? All the transcendentalists, or what about the mundaners? Well, actually, in one sense, even the mundaners are glorifying Krishna because they're worshipping his material energy. You see? They're also indirectly glorifying him by being very subservient servants of the material energy, whose activities are all uncommon. Well, that's quite easy to consider. Lifting Govardhan Hill, expanding himself into the Aghasura demon. There's so many amazing things. Who can imitate Krishna's pastimes? There's so many people say, I'm God. Let them lift Govardhan Hill if they want to claim to be God, you see. So they can't really imitate Krishna. They try to, Nobody can even approach Krishna in any way. See? I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Well, that's a very common thing. In our movement, we offer respectful obeisances, so that's very good. By offering respectful obeisances, we are following the footsteps of Lord Brahma. O Lord of the Transcendentalists. What does that mean? Well, there's so many Transcendentalists, great spiritual masters, great devotees of the Lord throughout the history, thousands and millions of them. And Krishna is the Lord of all of them. It's not that he's one of them, he's the Lord of all of them. Controller of the three modes of material nature. Well, that's interesting. The controller of the three modes. As I was mentioning earlier, by serving the material nature, they're indirectly glorifying Krishna. So he is controlling that material nature. So that's interesting to know. Krishna is controlling the three modes. If I'm in Maya, that's under the control of Krishna. Yes, indirectly. Just like you can be a free citizen obeying the laws of the state, or you can be a prisoner being forced to follow the laws of the state within the prison. In either case, you're following the laws of the state, directly or indirectly. I offer my respectful obeisances again and again and again. So that means I'm going on constantly. It's so nice, these Govinda prayers. It's so many nice windows Babaji is giving us into the pastimes of the Lord. Chintam mani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha lakshar brateshu shurabhira vipadayantam lakshmi sahasra shashasam brahmasevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who was tending the cows. He's a cowherd boy. Wow, very amazing thing. He's a cowherd boy who was tending the cows in abodes built with spiritual gems. Can you imagine? If it, like this nice temple building, if it was built with spiritual gems instead of bricks, built with spiritual gems. Wow, what an amazing place that would be. It was tending the cows in abodes built with spiritual gems surrounded by millions of purpose trees. Wow. A purpose tree is kalpa vriksha. They give you whatever you want. But they don't want anything material, you see. They have all spiritual desires. I want to give Krishna a wonderful mango or some nice lychee fruit. So the tree's, all right, here's mango, here's lychee, whatever you want. However you want to serve Krishna is all facility. I want to give him a new dhoti, okay. Everything. You see, that tree provides everything in Krishna's service. Śrīmad and always serve like great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis, the gopis. So it's an amazing window that Brahmaji has given us. We can actually see what it's like in Goloka Vrindavan through his eyes, you see. Just imagine the amazing realization he had. He actually had an experience of the whole spiritual world. Venam kvanantam aravindanalaya taksam barhabatam samasitam buddhasundarangam kantarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, as a depth of playing on his flute. That's interesting. There's so many expert musicians in the world. People run to hear them, you know. The Beatles or whoever, Bob Dylan, people, oh, there's a musician, and give me a concert, let me run to hear that concert. Very popular, these musicians. But here we have the topmost of all musicians, you see. And especially it's described the fifth note on his flute. The gopis really love that fifth note, you see. So just imagine, it's adept at playing on his flute. I worship Govinda, the primeval, who is adept at playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals. Wow. Blooming eyes like lotus petals? Amazing eyes. His eyes are like lotus petals. You see. So Brahmaji had an amazing, amazing vision, and he so kindly shared with us what it's actually like to be in the spiritual world with Krishna, seeing his pastimes going on all around you. Just imagine being in the middle of Krishna's pastimes and be a part of Krishna's pastimes. This is what Prabhupada has given us the ability to do. We go back to home, back to Godhead. It's a wonderful movement he started. What's that called? The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, you see. So we have this wonderful facility given to us in Prabhupada to get back to where we once belonged. we can actually experience Krishna, we can taste the nectar of his name, which is so sweet that one mouth can't hold the oceans of nectar, the ears can't hold all that nectar. I need millions of ears, Rupa Goswami said. So let us take full advantage of this process. Let us dive deep, 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 deep into this ocean of bhakti rasa, the nectar of Krishna consciousness. What does Prabhupada say? The nectar of devotion. He titled that summary study of the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu. The nectar of devotion. What does that mean? Devotion is nectarine. It's not, well, I got to get up in the morning. No, it's nectar. An ocean of unlimited nectar, the nectar of devotion, not the rules and regulations of devotion, you see. So how does that work anyhow? We have rules and regulations, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication and gambling. It's a struggle. Sometimes do those things, we're addicted to those things. But the real point is this. Once we taste the nectar of devotion, those rules are ecstatic because they increase the nectar, you see. By carefully following these rules and regulations, it becomes more nectarian, more nectarian, more nectarian, more nectarian. So then we spit at the thought of not following them. What is that sloka? Yan maitanadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. That happiness which is number one, happiness of the materialistic householders, is indeed tucham, insignificant. So once the devotee actually tastes the higher taste of Krishna consciousness, these other things, who needs them? They're insignificant. They have no significance anymore for me. Now the only significance is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The art, the science of how to go deeper, 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 this unlimited ocean of nectar. Especially I like Brahmaji's prayer 538. Premanjana charita balak, premanjani chitalo, premanjana charita bhakti balochanena santak sadaiva hidayeshu valokayanti yang shama shundaramachit yaganas varupam govindamadi purusham tamaham ajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundar, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, and the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion, tinged with the salve of love. I've many times explained this, but it's so relishable, I'll explain it again. What is this Prem Anjana? It's the ointment of love of God. So, what was Prabhupada's business before he became a sannyasi? What was he doing? Day's pharmacy, right? He was a pharmacist. So did Prabhupada stop being a pharmacist? No. He started another pharmacy called ISKCON, you see, as a new medicine, Premanjana, the ointment of love of God. So how do you get that ointment anyway? Where is it? It's in the gift shop? Where do we get that ointment? Well, it's here in the holy name, in these books. And this nectar, this eye ointment is very mystical eye ointment. You don't put it in we have murine for the eyes. I don't know if they have it in Australia. In America, they have murine for the eyes. So how do you apply this eye ointment? Well, it's a very mystical ointment. It comes through the ears. Can you imagine an eye ointment that comes through the ears? Yes. This eye ointment comes through the ears. And if you take it in a mood of humble service, hearing, it's called submissive hearing. If we hear submissively, you see, then we take this Krishna Katha, much tata bhagata prana. We take this hearing into the ears and it goes into the heart and it purifies the eyes, you see. And as Prabhupada personally told me in one letter, I can never forget this instruction, he said, now you must become qualified to see Krishna face to face. So how do you do that? Premanjana, by anointing the eyes with the ointment of love of God. You see. And that comes by submissive hearing. And there's nothing sweeter than that. To be able to actually see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. We're seeing the deities now, but we're still seeing a statue, you see. But great devotees like Prabhupada, the deity can actually talk to him, you see. So that stage is awaiting us, prema bhakti, it's awaiting us, and we can actually directly experience Krishna. So that's a nice goal to shoot for. What's it called? Krishna prema, you see. Here we are, I know myself, struggling neophyte, struggling neophyte. But I know this struggling will pay off, you see. Struggling for 53 years, you see. But I know this struggling will pay off. I know that Krishna prema is awaiting me. The ability to directly experience Krishna face to face, eye to eye, is awaiting me. So what is that quality? And patience. Determination, enthusiasm, and patience. We have to be fired up. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going for Krishna prema. Yeah. I got to be determined because I'm going to face so many obstacles along the pathway. This obstacle, that obstacle. I faced so many obstacles over 53 years, you see. So I have to be patient. It's going to take some time to overcome all these obstacles. But I got to be always fired up, enthusiastic. Yes, I'm going to get it. Prabhupada said I can get it, so I'm going to get it. If Prabhupada says now you've been qualified to see Krishna face to face, is that just some flowery words? Or is something that can actually be achieved? You see. Would Prabhupada say something that's impossible? Of course, it seems impossible, doesn't it? To see Krishna face to face. But what if you take the word impossible and you scratch out the two first? Possible is contained within impossible. Take I am and scratch through it, and what do you have? Possible, you see. And Prabhupada said impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. So we follow the footsteps of this our great the founder of our Acharya, the founder-Acharya of our Sampradaya. If we take this original founder-Acharya of the whole Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, we take his instructions very, very seriously, try to follow his example, then it's waiting for us. The perfection of our existence is waiting for us. As Prabhupada also told me in one letter, he said, all material desires, zero. So we have to zero out all those tendencies to enjoy this, to enjoy that, to enjoy separately from Krishna, you see. We can enjoy. All of our tendencies to enjoy separately from Krishna are simply causing us suffering. So why should I enjoy in ways that make me more and more miserable? Is that intelligence? Isn't that stupid? Try and enjoy in such a way as to make me more and more miserable? You see? But that's for us neophytes, us struggling neophytes, that we keep doing again and again and again. We try to enjoy ways that simply increase our suffering. So we follow the example of our great founder Acharya, the foundational guru for Siksha guru for everyone in the next 10,000 years, you see. If we take our foundational Acharya, his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, as an example, study his lifetime, see how he communicated, see how he was so kind and merciful and loving to everyone. Because everyone was dear to Prabhupada, Prabhupada was dear to everyone. This is stated in the scriptures. The pure devotee, actually, everyone is dear to him because he sees everyone as a part and parcel of Krishna. So he's therefore every single living entity is very dear to the pure devotee, you see. And that's why Prabhupada is so dear, you see. Ebayas Yushuk Tribhuvana. His fame is spread all over the three worlds because everybody is dear to him. So he becomes very, very dear to everyone. So we take advantage of these wonderful books, these wonderful pastimes of Prabhupada, and learn how to persevere through all the ups and downs we go through as neophyte devotees. You see. He had to go through 7 places to live when he came to America, 7 different places. He tried living here, he had to leave that place, he lived in this place, he went to that place. He had to leave this place because the janitor stole all of his possessions. It was one thing, he had no money, he had no followers. It was one struggle after another struggle after another struggle. He went down to the India steamship company. When's the next ship going back? Many times he even inquired, but he never went, you see. Because he had this dedication. My spiritual masters told me I must preach this message to the English-speaking world, so I must do this, I must persevere. And because of that perseverance, this glorious movement, the International Society for Krishna Conscious, took off like a rocket and spread all over the world with millions of followers now, you see. So let us take full advantage of the society here, engage in loving exchanges, which is the really foundation of our movement, you see. The teachings of Prabhupada and the loving exchanges is what make this movement what it is, you see. It's not the buildings, it's not the bank accounts, it's the love, it's Prabhupada's teachings and the loving exchanges which come naturally by those who follow his teachings. Loving relationships. So, if there's any questions, would you like to add some words? Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you were mentioning, how when we taste the nectar of Krishna consciousness, chanting and then following the principles or whatever rules become more nectarine. But we see so many times people, they come, they might chant for a few years, but then they stop the process. So does that mean they are not ready for the struggle or they have not tasted the nectar? It means they're not engaging
in loving relationships. It means they don't actually enter into loving relationships with the devotees. You see? Rupa Goswami gives these six loving things, You give gifts to the devotees, you accept the gifts in a gracious mood, you reveal your heart to them, you open your ears to when they reveal their hearts to you, you take prasadam from them, you give them prasadam. If we engage in these six loving exchanges, it will never leave this movement, you see. They keep they remain kind of, those who come and go, they never open up to loving relationships. They kept some impersonal kind of attitude, mechanically associated, but not really opening their hearts, you see. One nice instruction I got from Vishnu Swami, he attracted me to this movement, he said, you must always be in an embracing mood, you see. Of course, not between men and women, but that can agitate lust. But man to man and woman to woman, we should always be in an embracing mood. That's a very nice instruction Vishnu Swami gave me, you see. So, I've seen Prabhupada embrace Vishnu Swami. You see, Prabhupada would embrace. So that mood of embracing, those who enter that mood of loving relationship are very much blessed by your Sangha. You see, that mood, they'll never leave. But those who don't know how to appreciate devotees, who just have this impersonal attitude like, I'm the center of the universe mood, they won't stay. They'll come and go. But one who takes a very humble mood that I'm very fallen, I need devotee association to rescue me from my fallen condition, and let me take full advantage and appreciate the devotees, even they may treat me roughly. What is that prayer? Even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, still he is my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Even if it's sometimes rough. Sometimes I'm treated a little roughly. I've been treated very roughly sometimes in this movement, you see. But it doesn't matter, you see. It's all mercy. So if we always have this attitude of loving relationships, then we'll never leave. For all of eternity, we'll remain locked up in the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna. Does that help a little bit? Yes. It's all based on loving relationships. Questions? Questions more? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Gurudev, in terms of how does one better understand offering obeisances versus glorifying the Supreme Lord?
They're both connected. Actually, glorifying Him is offering obeisances with your words. There's offering obeisance with your body. When you glorify Krishna with your words, that's also offering obeisances to Him verbally. Any glorification of any expressions of submission to the Lord, that's another form of obeisances. If Krishna is great and I'm insignificant, you just offer obeisances with your words. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, Srila Gurudev.
Another question was here.
Srila Gurudev, you quoted the Brahma Samhita verses. So does it mean that Lord Brahma briefly went into the spiritual world and...
Does it mean what?
Does it mean that Lord Brahma briefly, momentarily went into the spiritual world, or like how do we understand that he had a vision or he actually went there and then...
Brahmaji? Well, the pure devotees are actually living in the spiritual world, even though they appear to be in the material world, they're not actually living in the material world. It's explained in the Asakti stage, the pure devotee, even before prema, in the Asakti stage, one can actually see the pastime of Krishna live in full technicolor, as they say. You can actually experience the Leela, you see. So these pure devotees, these highly advanced transcendentalists, they don't need to think about even going back to Godhead. They're already back to Godhead, but then they're experiencing Krishna directly, face to face, eye to eye. They see the deity as Krishna himself. The deity can talk to them. So they don't need to go back to Godhead to enter the pastimes. They're already in the pastimes. Just like that, Sakshi Gopal, remember that story? Yeah? Wonderful story. The deity actually came as a witness. So was that person in the material world when Krishna comes with him to witness to the wedding promise? Was he living in the material world, the spiritual? Krishna walked with him all the way across India. He was living in the spiritual world, the material world. Tell me. When Krishna walks with him, what do you think?
I understand. With that, I have another question. What was the question?
You can think about it if there's any questions here while you're thinking about it. No questions from the ladies today? Sometimes
yes.
They ask more questions than men.
So I got the question. Does it mean, what makes them live here then? If the pure devotees are living already...
Love, it's simple, love. When you love Krishna and you're not attracted to anything but Krishna, then you're already in the spiritual realm within your heart.
So
You don't have to wait to go back to Godhead. You're already back to Godhead. If all of your love is channeled to Krishna, every smidgen of your love is channeled to Krishna, you're already living in the spiritual realm within your heart. You're experiencing, what is that verse? Yamang pashati sarvata samam chabaya pashati tashaham na pranashami sachamre na pranashati. From one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I'm never lost, never ever lost to me. So if you experience Krishna everywhere, you're in the spiritual world. Even though you appear to be in the material world, you're seeing Krishna within every atom, and Krishna between every atom, and Krishna within every atom. You directly experience Him in everything. You see, that's great devotees like Prabhupada. You see, they directly experience Krishna everywhere, within everything, and everything within Krishna.
So what makes them remain here in the material world as well?
They do whatever Krishna wants. Krishna, you're the puppeteer, and I'm the puppet. You make me dance. What did Prabhupada pray? Make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you like. So whatever Krishna wants. They don't mind. Even Prahlad was willing to stay in the material world eternally, deliver the fallen souls. You see, so if you put yourself completely in the hands of Krishna, whatever you want. You want me to stay here in Melbourne? You want me to be in Goloka? Whatever you want. I'm yours. You see. That's a liberated position. It's a liberated soul. Even if he's here in Melbourne, Australia, distributing books or whatever it may be, you see. He's already in the spiritual world. So let us come to that level of consciousness. What's it called? Krishna consciousness, you see. So let us become, our society is called the International Society for Krishna Conscious. What is that? Krishna consciousness. So what does that mean? We're all supposed to be Krishna conscious. So let's do it. Let's stop being in Maya conscious and become Krishna conscious. Isn't it? It's a simple thing. Simple for the simple and difficult for the crooked. Krishna consciousness, y'all. Let's do it. Let's be Krishna conscious, purely, without any tinge of lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, envy. And then we're already with Krishna, directly, you see, every minute. Even in our dreams, you see. So here I know I'm a struggling neophyte, but I'm praying for that day, when I can fully become Krishna conscious. Praying, Krishna, please bless me, come to that level. Anything else?
Jai, thank you, Shri Gurudev.
Here we go.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. I am trying to follow the sadhana bhakti, but I feel that I don't have love for Krishna.
You do, huh? Yeah, I love Krishna. Yeah, we hear that one again and again. Yeah, I love Krishna. And actually, the pure devotees say, somebody says, I love Krishna, be a little suspicious. Yeah, I love Krishna. I'm great, I love Krishna. Actually, the pure devotees say, I have no love for Krishna. Then you can say, well, that person must be on the right track. When he says, I have no love for Krishna, then you met somebody who's on the right track. Oh, I love Krishna. You see the difference? Yeah, I love Krishna. I'm praying that someday I'll get out of Maya and actually love Krishna. See the difference? Yeah. Pure devotees present them. What did Prabhupada say? He says, please save me if fallen your divine grace. He's the most exalted Vaishnava in practically in all of history. And he said, please save me if fallen. He presented himself as a fallen soul, struggling to get out of Maya. You see? So we have to learn from Prabhupada's example. How we should think about ourselves, how we should present ourselves, how we should feel and think about ourselves. We have to really learn from our great Founder-Acharya, Srila Prabhupada.
So Gurudev, along with our sadhana, can we also pray to Krishna? Along with our sadhana, can we also pray to Krishna?
Well, what do our great acharyas do? Have you studied the prayers of the great Vaishnava acharyas? We can learn a lot from Bhaktivedanta and Narottam Das, how they pray. It's amazing, their prayers, you see. Let's see. Although I've come to this human form of life, Jivana Haila Sesha Nabhajile Rishikesh. Even though I achieved this human form of life, I have never served the Lord of the senses, Rishikesha. You see, these are wonderful prayers by Bhaktivedanta, especially Narottam. Also, Govindadas too. Bhajahu Re Mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charanada Vindure. If we can learn the mood of these great Vaishnava songwriters, how they express in such a wonderful way what it means to be Krishna conscious. You see, study their prayers. Beautiful, beautiful songs and prayers by these great, great acharyas. But to speak of Prabhupada's purpose, it's all packed in these books. And if we take advantage of all these prayers, you see, like the Guru Puja prayers, you see, there's so much packed. Even take one line, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Just take even one line and you can meditate on it for thousands of years and go deeper and deeper and deeper into the meaning of even that one line from one of these prayers or one of these verses, you see. There's so much, we can't even imagine how much Prabhupada has given us. Even one verse is enough to liberate the whole world, you see. So let us learn how to go deep. Quality, we have quantity, we have tons of quantity here. So many thousands of verses, so many songs by these great acharyas. The quantity is great, but by the quality, what's the use? We have to qualitatively enter into Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare. Even that alone is required, is sufficient, I mean to say. That Hare Krishna alone is sufficient to liberate us and liberate all living entities in the whole material existence. So we have everything we need to purify our hearts and purify the whole material existence by hearing the singer, the singing. Nisringa within, Nisringa without. The more you Nishringatize yourself, the more you have the power to Nishringatize the whole world, the whole material world. So let us take that seriously. Bahir Nasinga, Hridaye Nasinga. It's all there in those 4 words, you see. Totally Nishringatize your own heart and then go out and Nishringatize the whole material existence. Preaching, preaching, preaching. That's it. Anything else? Everybody's ready? We adjourn now. Everybody's ready to... Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the nice class. I would just like to ask, how and when does a devotee feel the necessity of a spiritual master?
How?
And when does the devotee feel the necessity of a spiritual master?
Spiritual master means, it's right stated there in the Gita, Tadvidi pranipatena paripashnena sevaya. One should try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So Prabhupada is our Siksha Guru he's the foundational Siksha Guru for the next 10,000 years on this planet while this movement goes on. So first of all, take Prabhupada's authority and fully embrace him as your Siksha Guru, you see. And when you're fully fixed and you want to please Prabhupada, you want to please Prabhupada with your every thought, word, and deed in all time, places, and circumstances, then you're ready for a Diksha Guru, you see. Ready to take one of his followers as your Diksha Guru. When you want that every thought and word and all deeds, sign, place, and circumstances be pleasing to Prabhupada, then you're ready for initiation. Yes. And our local devotees will ascertain your level absorption, and they will actually say when you're qualified to be recommended. It's up to your local authorities here in Melbourne. But from your own side, when you're totally absorbed in pleasing Prabhupada at all times, places, and circumstances, you can approach your local authorities and see how you can get qualified according to the standard, the nice standards they set here in ISKCON Melbourne. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. I have this question like, how can we cultivate the attitude of submissive hearing?
How can we put the attitude of?
Submissive hearing.
Huh? Submissive hearing. Are you submissively hearing right now?
I'm trying.
Are you in a mood of challenging hearing? Are you in the mood of learning, or are you in the mood of challenging what I'm saying? If you're in the mood of learning, that's called submissive hearing. In the mood of challenging, finding fault, that's not submissive. Submissive when you know someone is speaking authoritatively according to the Vedic wisdom and you want to learn from them, that's called submissive hearing. I assume that you're in submissive hearing now, otherwise I wouldn't waste my time trying to answer your question. I'm going to say, next question. You see, if you want to challenge me, get somebody else now. Pass the mic somewhere else. But I see you're hearing submissively right now, therefore I'm taking the time and trouble to answer your question as thoroughly and as sincerely and as I possibly can. Okay?
Thank you.
So our time is up. You want to squeeze in one more? Anybody want to squeeze? Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, is chanting enough for us to reach the stage where, at the level where we can talk to deities or deities will talk to us, or do we need to do
chanting is
much
sufficient
more?
to achieve the highest perfection. But that means there's 10 offenses to be committed while chanting, so your chanting has to become pure. If you come to the level of pure chanting, it's all there. It's all there. You know the 10 offenses? Yeah. If you're completely free from those offenses, you're in the perfectional stage. So just focus on avoiding those 10 offenses, and all perfection will be yours very soon.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So we'll go ahead and stop here. We thank everybody for tuning in. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Put your head down there. Hare Krishna.